All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Give me a touchdown on the top prop bets here for Taco Tuesday on PrizePicks, and man, are we getting a lot of pretty darn good prop bets today, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So I'm going to be showing you guys first the best NBA prop bets that we have, and then we're going to be getting into some college basketball prop bets because we are getting some good bets there as well. It's kind of a loaded day. I do also want to call it, I made another update to the 9 to 5 NBA cheat sheet here. So included in this tab, the NBA cheat sheet will now be an Underdog NBA tab there as well, which is going to highlight and operate the same bets that we typically would on the PrizePicks NBA tab. Okay. The next step is going to be to do that for all the sports books as well that are in the 9 to 5 database for NBA. Okay. So hopefully that'll be made in the next week or so. That's my plan. But looking at the bets that we have today, guys, we are getting several pretty decent bets for under fantasy score as it sits right now. Now, I do think it's worth calling out, guys, these first four that are popping up as really good bets for us. The DVP rank is a little bit concerning. So we are getting a lot of under fantasy score bets where they honestly might be a little bit overvalued because of the matchup that they have, because most of the other data points are telling us to bet the under as well. Looking at Bradley Beal, we have seen that he has been a little bit inconsistent. Now, this is a massive edge, 58%. I don't honestly remember the last time I saw an NBA bet like this. Okay, and you can see why the average sportsbook line would have this closer to 26, and so his line at 29.5 does seem to be too high. He is someone that has been seeing his mints be a little bit less lately. This is a game, though, where it's only a 5-point spread, so kind of interesting that we are projecting his minutes to be a little bit lower. We've seen the last game against Charlotte had 35 minutes in that game, 33 minutes here, and so maybe if he does get a little bit extra run, then he will get his over. At the same time, this is clearly a bet that's popping up as a good bet here. I'm fine targeting that one. Then we go ahead and get into CJ McCollum as well. McCollum is another one where, the projection data likes the over. Same thing with Bradley Beal there, kind of a little bit of a concern, but again, typically speaking, the projection day is going to be a little bit higher. That's based off of kind of DFS projections, if you will, which are typically chasing more of a ceiling rather than kind of the floor. But that's another bet that's popping up. We got Kobe White as well for under his fantasy score, and kind of another same situation. We see the last two games with Kobe White. He's been able to get the unders there, so interesting there. We see Ben Simmons much more in line. At least the projection data is telling us to bet the under. We see last game, guys, he randomly got 32 minutes in that game, and he really was able to crush his over there. Brooklyn has been kind of an annoying team to bet on just with switches to all their lineups. It's tough to really get a good sense of maybe who we should be looking at each and every day, especially since Dennis Schroeder's out. That was a nice spot for us early on in the season. But with him only projecting at 25 minutes, yeah, I would see him being able to get the under here. Again, easy matchup. That's kind of a concern. 6-point spread in this game as well. Good chance that it could end up being a blowout. And if that occurs, I do think his minutes will be a little bit less. Lots of red mixed in here, right, guys? Lots of games where he has been able to get the over there. So pretty decent bet there with Ben Simmons. And then for what it's worth, let's see if we are getting any bets that are like considered hammer bets or lock bets. We'll click on hammer bets. We're not getting any lock bets as it sits right now. Typically, we need to be getting the underdog data coming in with that. And I think it's worth calling out SGA. Oh, that's the taco. Let's get him off of there. These are all kind of okay. I don't think we need to go out of our way to target them. Vucevic, maybe for his over points, rebounds, and assists. I'm kind of okay with either of these, honestly. I think they're fine. Evan Mobley, potentially for over his points or rebounds and assists. Both bets here that I think are better bets on more traditional sportsbook bets rather than on PrizePicks. But I don't mind them. You can get them at 10.5 or 12.5 on most sites there. I'd still be okay betting that. Same thing here with Vucevic over his points, rebounds, and assists. He does draw a pretty good matchup. We are seeing some differing lines. I think that's worth calling out, guys. FanDuel, look at this, guys. FanDuel currently has this as a push at 33.5. And so DraftKings is giving us that 31.5. PrizePicks is giving us that 32. Dang, that's crazy. DraftKings and FanDuel that different. It's a good matchup. I could get on board with that one. So seemingly some decent edges here today in the NBA, but let's go ahead and jump on into college basketball. So guys, first I want to start with a few prop line differences that we are getting here. Again, ignore SGA. We'll scroll down here. We are getting Walter Clayton Jr. and also Lamont Butler as two prop bets that we are seeing some pretty big prop line differences on, okay? And I'm perfectly fine betting the overs here. I actually think those are two very solid bets, but two bets where we could easily end up betting the middle. Same thing here with Phillips as well, where we are being told to bet the over, and we are seeing some clear prop line differences with these two. Pretty solid edges there, fantasy score-wise, with all three of these players. This is kind of two bets where if you're betting on underdog, you can also bet the under. Maybe we get lucky with the middle. I mean, this one being off by 3 is pretty crazy. We should be doing that naturally, even if the data is telling us to bet the over here. I still think we'd want to bet the under on underdog. And then I think it's worth calling out as well, we have Cam Jones, where we are seeing a massive prop line difference on him as well. This is a bet that was showing up earlier in the cheat sheet. I think we're probably just seeing the Vegas line's not pulling in like his blocks and steals at this moment right now, so it'd probably pop back in there. But he's at 41 point, and just that's an FYI, guys. If a fantasy scoreline isn't popping up in there, that's because we don't have the full data set for it, because it's a combination stat where we're pulling in multiple props for him. Might not be pulling in, so maybe his turnovers is a line that changed and isn't populating in there right now. That could be. But at 41.5, okay, look at that. And then we pull him up here on underdog as well, 45. That's insane. Okay, so we have some middles here. You guys can kind of see, I already have that highlighted here on this left-hand side. I think it's worthwhile. I think it's worthwhile to middle those. So I actually like the idea of attacking these on PrizePicks as well as attacking them on underdog, just because of the massive prop line differences that we are getting there. That should, again, never, ever be happening. That's a crazy edge that we are getting there. And so now with that, guys, we'll go ahead and jump back into the 9-to-5 cheat sheet. Again, we are getting too many good prop bets. We got Bruce Thornton for under his points, rebounds, and assists, 57% edge. Ethan Taylor. Now, we are going to notice actually with some of these college basketball bets where the projection data is actually telling us to somewhat bet the over with some of these or do the opposite, which does concern me a little bit. Like Cooper Flagg here, we see projection data likes the over. Stephen Carell, where we're being told to bet the under based on the projection data. So a little bit hesitant to get to those as much, but we see Ethan Taylor, again, as an example, that's one of them. But we go down here. We got Clifford for over his fantasy score. That's a decent prop bet that we have. We also have Zach here, where we are seeing the projection data is telling us about the under, and we are seeing a pretty massive edge for us as well. So the issue that we have today in terms of me giving you guys content is there's too many good picks to choose from. Hopefully the picks that I give you guys on the bet slip are the ones that all hit, but obviously we are chasing the best percent likelihood to hit here. And again, the strategy for Taco Tuesday that I always tell people to do is if you are not getting limited, bet them all individually. Do 2 slip bets individually with the taco. If you guys are being limited, just run it out as a 6 slip bet. All right, let's go ahead now and get into the bet of the day. All right, guys. So again, I do think we have a really good middling opportunity with some of those college basketball prop bets that I highlighted earlier. If you guys are someone that's limited as well, maybe that's a good way to get some action, more action in on today. But again, pretty good board today, just in general with all the prop bets that we are getting. But this is what I'm looking at here for the bet of the day today. Again, rolling with those NBA prop bets where we're being told to bet the unders there, getting some pretty darn good edges there. And then rolling with the other 2 college basketball prop bets that I like as well. I like Bruce Thornton for under his points, rebounds, and assists as well. Probably should have included that in this. But again, that's the issue that we have today, guys. Too many good prop bets on the board today. For me to be able to slim it down to 6. It's weird. It's weird. All slates are not created equal. Some days on Taco Tuesday, we're getting like 3 good bets. And then other days like today, we're getting too many to choose from. So interesting day. Hopefully you guys end up on the correct bets there. That's going to be all for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to give a like and subscribe to the channel as well. That does help out a lot. Comment your guys' favorite prop bet. Honestly, if there's a bet in there that's popping up as a good bet and you guys feel like you have a better understanding of maybe that bet, let us know there as well. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, if you guys want access to any of the tools, head on over to 9to5sports.com. Get access to those tools for just $10 a month. Great value. Thanks for watching, guys. Good luck. And as always, let's keep cashing.